What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Raudeza Reviews. I'm Raudeza, and guess who's back? Yes, guess who we're talking about yet again. Now, I'm not going to start this video by saying that I didn't want to have to make this video, because that's complete horseshit. I actually intentionally wanted to make this video because I still can't believe that we're dealing with this unhinged, crazy person. Also, I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit hoarse, but it's because I have a cold right now, which really sucks. So, first let me start by stating the obvious. This gentleman who calls himself Quantum TV, and I use the term gentleman loosely, is a stupid person. I'm sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This man is a moron. And for whatever reason, if there was ever any doubt that this guy is now targeting smaller channels rather than the larger ones, and I have to say this because he's got 70,000 followers that for whatever reason think he's credible and think that he's somebody you should listen to, he is obviously now targeting smaller channels. So the purpose of this video is not to shit on Quantum TV, or not just to shit on Quantum TV because he should be called out, but it's also to prove a couple of things. Now, if you notice, I have ShaunTheLegend's video playing in the background, right? But obviously I'm going to make this video transformative, and it doesn't matter how much of his footage I use. If it's transformative, it's covered under fair use. And I guarantee you, even though I'm using this entire clip, this whole 13 minutes of his video, or maybe I won't use all of it, but basically it's going to be playing in the background just to have it there to prove a point. I know that ShaunTheLegend is not a douchebag, so he's not going to copyright strike my video or flag it or whatever the hell Quantum TV tries to justify his idiotic and stupid behavior. So one thing I want to specify first is I'm not a Johnny-come-lately to this whole stupid drama. I've been following this for 3 months with the whole Ackman situation, Review Tech USA. I mean, it's not like I'm a smaller channel just trying to chime in. I've been following this for a very long time. Why am I doing this is because I wanted to highlight a point of the modus operandi of this moron. ShaunTheLegend actually brought up an interesting point about one particular YouTuber, which Sean kept it classy. He didn't name him. He didn't out him or anything like that, but he does know who he is. He's got like 200,000 plus subscribers, and for whatever reason, this guy is trying to justify Quantum TV's behavior, and under the delusion that everybody's just piling on and bullying him. Ultimately, it was just a really bad take, and he's certainly entitled to his opinion, but not all opinions are equal. It's not about cyberbullying or harassing or whatever other stupid ism that Quantum wants to project out there. It's about holding people accountable, particularly in this YouTube community, which this guy has obviously been a big pile of shit. I don't know how else to say that. That's just what he's done. This extends beyond YouTube, even in the AV community. He's not only a joke, but he's been antagonistic with people in the AV community for whatever reason. So last night I happened to see ShaunTheLegend's video come up on my feed. I thought it was interesting and I definitely wanted to watch it. I've left several comments on other YouTubers who talk about Quantum TV and just basically giving my opinion about the lunacy of all of this. And of course, Quantum TV being Quantum TV couldn't help himself, and he directly responded to the comment that I made. I'm surprised he hasn't deleted it, but this is what it is. So my comment was the following. It's interesting to note that every claim that QTV submits, incorrectly as always, YouTube keeps telling him to frack off. Again, what's the definition of insanity? Also, the idiot probably watched Fox News is why he keeps using that idiotic analogy about the left. Now, I was in response to something that he put in his video about a controversial policy that San Francisco has about crime and theft, and how it's basically just a misdemeanor in San Francisco if you steal or go rob a store and it's less than $1,000. Now, you can argue the merits of that policy, but it's just an idiotic take on what he is kind of analogizing about theft and copyright. It's just stupid. It's simply a really stupid take, very similar to his Elden Ring review. It makes no sense. And it has no merit, and to be honest with you, it's completely disingenuous and an oversimplification of copyright abuse. Of course, Quantum TV being Quantum TV responded in kind. And again, this is a smaller YouTube channel in a smaller forum. So he writes, "I'm not watch CNN like you clowns." I know. Bear with me. It's just the way that this idiot writes. And he puts a laughing face and a thumbs up. Again, I don't understand that. Those emojis in the context of this response are just so bizarre and frankly kind of disturbing. This guy is so delusional that he thinks he's winning. He thinks that this is all funny and I mean, this is just like a giant joke, and that people are not looking at him in a certain way.
What?
Just, you know, you're funny.
You mean,
So?
let me understand this, because maybe it's me, I'm a little up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you? I make you laugh? I'm here to fucking amuse you? What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Not just. You know how you tell a story. What?
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
He then goes to say, I couldn't care less about politics. So if you couldn't care less about politics, why'd you throw in that little jab, which is a right-wing talking point? And you hear this on Fox News all the time. It's regurgitated over and over again. And he also says, by the way, YouTube only denied a handful of the DMCA complaints. The vast majority are honored. What I'm talking about is the ones that you falsely flag. There's something you need to understand, Quantum. Just because you can do something, and we all know how broken YouTube is just in general, doesn't mean that you should. Yes, it shows up on the content ID, but that doesn't mean that you have to flag it. You as a human being, I mean, whatever, I don't know what your deal is. As a human being can look at that, look at the video and say, hey, you know what? This is transformative, but you have no concept of that. In fact, it's no coincidence that because of the fact that people are criticizing you, you do just want to silence criticism. You don't want anybody saying anything negative about you. Just be real about it, man. I would respect you a lot more if you would say, listen, I have a fragile ego. I don't like people talking shit about my stupid ass takes, and I'm going to flag you. At least I would have more respect for that rather than you hiding behind a wall or shield of harassment or cyberbullying or copyright infringement or whatever other bullshit you want to throw in there to justify your abhorrent behavior.
TOS by harassing and cyberbullying other creators across multiple uploads spanning hours upon hours upon hours of just talking shit about someone else.
Again, you try so hard to play the victim. I mean, they're not cyberbullying you. They're not harassing you. They're calling you out on your bullshit, man. And unfortunately for you, because you have no way to self-reflect or to internalize the toxicity that you spread, it really does turn into a miasma of shit of your own making, man. And you can't see that. And that's really sad. I mean, honestly, and this is an honest question, how fucked up are you inside that you want to take on the whole world?
Does the whole world got to stomp in your face?
Nigga, you better get your hands off me.
Ain't no niggas around here, you hear me?
Oh, I see. So the white man give you a couple of stripes, next thing you know, you hollering, ordering everybody around like you the master himself. Nigga, you ain't nothing but the white man's dog.
And what are you? So full of hate you just want to go out and fight everybody.
And let me give you a perfect example of how much of a victim you try to be. You saw that clip, which I just used, of Glory. You heard the N-word, and you're going to call me a racist because I didn't bleep out the N-word. And then, of course, you're going to play the race card and claim that I called you the N-word in one of my videos, while completely misunderstanding the point of that video. And to take it even to another level, if I'm such a racist, which I'm not, I would never call somebody a half-breed, which you did. And let me tell you something, I take personal offense to that, because my sister, who's Hispanic, is married to a black man, which means my nephews, my wonderful nephews, are mixed between black and Hispanic. So according to your logic, my friend, they're half-breeds, and you know you called Zoe Kravitz a half-breed. I actually have the video of that, okay, before you deleted it, before you hid it from YouTube so they wouldn't ban you for hate speech, along with the thousands and thousands of hours of videos that you deleted or scrubbed off of your channel because you knew what you were doing was wrong. The very idea that you would proclaim other people are racist when you called somebody a half-breed is not only hypocritical, but it makes you full of shit. Now, while we're on the subject of being completely full of shit, I want to bring something up right now that I don't think gets talked enough about, and that's your whole business model, if you even want to call it that, your whole shtick, your con. You're not a master calibrator. In fact, I've talked to a lot of people both within the community and out of the AV community, and there's no such thing. So let me tell you something. You can't just make shit up, man. I'm a university professor. I have undergraduate degrees in history and international affairs as well as political science. I also have advanced degrees, meaning 2 master's degrees in public administration and emergency management policy and higher education leadership. Okay, those are not titles or credentialing that are made up, unlike your master calibration. So I ask you, what is your credentialing? Where did you go to school? What certificates do you hold? Can you produce them? Because I can. It's easily verifiable. Very similar to your 4 points of fair use or copyright law or whatever bullshit you're spewing out. And I know because I actually work in a university with other academics who I've talked to about you and think you're completely full of shit. You can't just make up titles because you think that's what you are. You either are or you're not. So I ask you, what are your credentials? Where did you go to school? Etc. What I just asked. Tell us all, marvel us and dazzle us all, even in your own supposedly quote-unquote AV community, which everybody thinks you're a joke. Where did you get the title or earn the credentialing for the title of a master calibrator? We're waiting. Now, moving on. So after that rather childish and idiotic response, I just closed with the following. Well, meaning Quantum TV, I'm not watch CNN either. I know I have to say it the way that he said it. It is still an absurd analogy. Nobody is stealing from you. Criticism is not theft. Accountability is not cancel culture. If we are all wrong about this, why don't you accept the numerous interview offers, most recently by Minxie One, and set us all straight on an open and live discussion for all of this? Of course, he's not going to do it because he can't control the narrative. He can't control the situation. This is particularly why he didn't want to have a Discord or respond in the Discord with the Act Man, etc., etc. This is why he doesn't accept interviews. And you know what? I mean, listen, you could set all of this straight, okay? If you do have a point of view, if you're actually right about some of this stuff, if you do an interview with somebody, anybody, it doesn't matter. Hell, I'll do an interview with you. We can set all this stuff straight, but I know that you're not going to do that. And that is probably the most absurd thing. And you're probably going to make that excuse that you gave to Minxie One that it would only benefit her. No, my friend. It would benefit you, okay? But you're not going to do that. Again, because you can't control the narrative, you can't manipulate the situation, etc., etc. And that makes you really sad, man. Like, honestly, you're a real fucking joke, bro. Yeah, you may have 70,000 followers. I'm not even sure how many of those are real or how many of them that you even bought. I mean, who knows, dude? Anything. And I mean, however absurd it is, you're capable of at this point. The fact that you called somebody's mama because you had drama, the fact that you would threaten Minxie One by hoping that she would get into a fight or some kind of altercation that she couldn't walk away from. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You know, in my community, in the Hispanic community, that shit ain't done, man. You don't go threatening women like that, bro. Like, seriously. You're beyond hope, man. And let me tell you something. I'm a small, minute YouTube channel. I'm not famous. None of that stuff. But you know what? I'd rather be that than infamous. And I'm gonna close with this, man. Do me a favor. Because somebody could do a Google search on me right now and probably won't find anything. Why don't you do a Google search on yourself and see what comes up? And put a mirror in front of you and tell me if you like what you see. I didn't think so. And if history has taught us anything, guys, I'm probably going to get a copyright strike from this idiot, even though he has no claim to this video because it belongs to somebody else, which I illegally downloaded from. God, Quantum TV is such a moron. Anyways, guys, I'm Raudeza. As always, I thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next Raudeza Reviews.